Oh,
big up to everybody, man. Love and respect, people. But how we doing? I've got, I thought I was live.
oh,
about 5 minutes, yeah? Big up to Khalees from Elastic. Khalees. Hold the quotes, bro. Hold the quotes. I'll be coming to you. We've got welcome to United Real Therapy, people. We've got a packed show tonight, an absolutely ram jam show. We're expecting a City fan to join us. There's only I managed to find one. There's only 6 of them in Manchester. You know what I mean? And the blind dog, but I've left the dog alone. I found 1 out of the 6 that will come on in here. So let's see one of them who comes on. Big up to Tom. Big up Khalees. Khalees. Big up the Chief United Real Therapy reporter, editor. Khalees, hold the quotes, bro, especially from Richard Arnold. Hold the quotes. Because let me tell you, because we're going to go through the derby tonight. We're going to go through what's going to happen in the derby. We don't even know what formation we're going to play. What people in my WhatsApp groups are asking how much percentage we're going to have. Not that we're going to win or we're going to score. We're all talking about the percentage of possession we're going to have to try to do something damage to them. Lots to get through. Richard Arnold's comments. I don't want to know what Fletcher says, Murta says, because the banker's in charge. The banker's dictating what they say. The video that I saw, Neil Ashton was sitting next to them while they were presenting the quarterly of the finances to Man United shareholders at the GM. So it's going to be very interesting tonight. We're going to talk about Fergie. Should Fergie be involved? Picking Ancelotti. And we think
it's fake. It's fake anyway.
Yeah, we think somebody like what's his name? Somebody like Ancelotti's past it. We think Pochettino's past it. Ancelotti's
no. What do you mean? What do you mean? Olicino. What do you mean?
Olicino. There we go. Correcting me. But big up to every one of you. Welcome to United Real Therapy. We're gonna get stuck in. I'm just trying to get hold of Clive and say, where are you? So I'm gonna try to call him. But Tom, please let people know.
I think you've put yourself on mute. I can't hear what you're saying.
Listen, I was gonna say, break the news. What are you getting?
Okay.
What have you found out?
Fair enough. Yeah, go ahead. Anyway, guys, what I found out anyway, I did some digging and everything. The inbox is blown up at about 10:30. I've just tweeted everything out now anyway. Khalees has already got one of the quotes from a very reliable source, Jonathan. Jonathan's a very reliable person, I'll put it that way. The story that has come out and everything is basically Erik ten Hag. It came out about 20 hours ago anyway that he was open to joining Manchester United. He is open to joining it. His agency has now been contacted about his availability and about his situation, as Jonathan's put it. I've put it in availability. And he wants to take the next steps into his managerial career. He's had, nearly 3, 4, 5 years at Ajax, developed teams, built 2 teams over time and stuff. And he wants to take that next step up in his managerial career. I have also added something as well with Pochettino. He is very highly regarded by the Manchester United board. There's about 14 board members. If you put it into context, from November, 9 of those board members wanted to appoint him there and then, if they could have done, but they didn't want to pay a £15 million compensation clause, and PSG weren't prepared to let him go. He liked the project 2 or 3 years ago when he just left Spurs, and he was in that availability role at the time, and he was 1 game away from getting sacked. He loved the project at that particular time. However, he's not been contacted at this current time. However, it is likely to happen given what we've just understood with Erik ten Hag, with those two being the 2 primary candidates, and PSG are aware of the situation and the speculation surrounding his future possibly being in doubt going forward with PSG. So that's what I've heard anyway, Nuruddin, and that's what I'm reporting on.
Listen, the big takeaway, that's in summary, if you just want to summarize, that Man United is favourite still. These favourites still. Pochettino's still favourites by the majority of the board at Manchester United to take over as the next manager of Manchester United.
Nope.
He's no longer.
Nope.
Okay.
Some of them believe Erik ten Hag is, and that's from what Ralph Ragnick's been consulting with them. Ralph, but let me put it into context for you, Nuruddin. I think it's very clear in the fan point of view. The fans want Erik ten Hag. Yeah. I think that's very clear. I think the majority of the board in November wanted Mauricio Pochettino. I think now seeing the fan orientation around the club, and all this we're hearing about with Ralph Ragnick's going to put his recommendation forward, he likes Eric Ten Hag. He would want to work with Ten Hag over Pochettino. Let me just summarise it like that. He would rather work with Eric Ten Hag, and he thinks he's the suitable candidate, and he ticks a lot of the boxes. Like we've already discussed about the fan base liking it, and I mean, at the end of the day, if we are going down this road of people want to say about going down a different alley, we've either gone for managers who are past the best or don't have the experience at the time. Why not go for somebody who's up and coming at the time, who's still, in a way, learning their craft, but are in the final stages of it, and then can take the club further and forward? And I think arguably you could have said that about Poch 2-3 years ago when he was at Spurs. He did a similar thing to what Ten Hag's done more recently with Ajax. And I think there's a similar thing with Ajax. And I know Clive being a Manchester City fan, I know straight away that possibly, well, I can't read into Clive's mind anyway, but I know if Pep Guardiola went the next day, I think I've got a good idea who Clive would probably be jumping at the gun to try and get. And it would be one of the people that we are looking at right now. And if you do look at it in terms of a lot of context and what has weight to it and what doesn't, I think a lot of fans are getting a bit sick and tired now of being left in the dark and stuff about all this, because they've had since November now, Nuruddin. There's no excuse to delay till the summer. They've had since November to make a decision on who they believe is the right person, the right fit. And even if you can't announce it, put something in stone. Like I've said, with Ten Hag's been contacted, Pochettino's likely to be contacted. I mean, at least they're making some sort of steps towards, finding out about the availability, the compensation clauses or anything that might need to be paid and stuff. At least doing something is better than doing nothing at the end of the day. That's how I say. And that's the quote that I put up anyway from Khalees. Big up to him anyway.
Yo, big up. Listen, we got a special guest therapy army. He's usually in the comments. Clive, my brother, musician, filmmaker, cultural guru in Manchester. The only thing that's wrong with him, nobody's perfect, innit? He's a blue nose. But I love everything about this man.
Yeah, but we live in Manchester. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Listen, there's 6 of you. I was telling the audience, there's 6 of you. And a buying dog, and I've just managed to nab you to say, get on here. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I'm here under duress, people.
Yeah, big up, Clive. Clive, talk to me, brother.
Big up to everybody.
Yeah, man. How's everybody, bro? How's everything? Good?
Yeah, cool. I'm all right. You
the graph's real. I heard that you've been playing a couple of gigs. You playing a game this weekend?
I'm playing at Albert Slush. Just playing some R&B covers.
You're DJing, yeah?
I'm playing bass.
You're playing bass. There we go. See, bass.
So I've been learning the songs all this week.
Wicked, bro.
So I'll have to cut my time short because I need to crack on learning the songs.
Right. So there we go. So that's perfect. So let's get into it quickly, people. Manchester City. Clive is a diehard. Clive is one of those people that I knew him before City got that bit of money, you know what I mean? Before they got that little bit of dough, you know what I mean?
A little bit of change.
You know what I mean? Before a whole country took them over, you know what I mean? So yeah, Clive is he's one of the old school. He's one of the sensible City fans, you know what I mean? He doesn't get too carried away because he remembers, innit? He remembers the
dark days, man.
He remembers the old 2nd division where 30,000 of them were singing, "We're shit and we know we are." You know what I mean? That's what
I don't think
that's what he used to sing. I mean, some United fans sing that sometimes as well, about how crap we are. So it's interesting. So Clive, obviously, the Merseyside top ones are running after you. Liverpool are running after you. So
you know what? With this game,
the pressure is on, bro. The pressure is on for this derby. It's kind of a unique derby from your point of view because actually, when we've usually played you, you've not been on that much pressure to beat us because you've been a couple of points clear. You know what I mean? In sense. And the other season, Liverpool won the league anyway, so you weren't going to win. So it's very interesting for me now to find out that Man City is under huge pressure, people. Like, the pressure is all on you. Everybody knows we're crap. Our own fan base know we're crap. The whole world knows that we're crap. And on a WhatsApp group, we're talking about how much possession we're going to have. So forget about even we're going to win or score. Some of us thinking 15.
Yeah, but listen. Forget about Liverpool for a minute. Let's give the derby a bit more respect. Forget about Liverpool for a minute.
You're under pressure, though. You're under pressure.
Yeah, well, we're both under pressure when you come to think of it. No, listen. No, you guys want the fourth spot. So you have to, and you got Liverpool somewhere down the line as well.
Yeah, so, by the way, that game's been rearranged because of the FA Cup. So it's not going to be in March now. It's going to be somewhere in April. That game, the United game with Liverpool, has been rearranged.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, the subplot now is we have to win to keep Liverpool off our backs. Whereas like you said before, we didn't really come to work. You know what I mean? You guys came to the Etihad.
No. On this show we call it the Etihad, please, Clive.
Rubbish, man. Don't believe all this fake news, fake pictures, man. Yeah. Etihad rubbish to me.
What do we do? What do we do? Photoshop them out, like?
I don't know what you do, but it's fake. How can it be empty when I'm there sat with thousands of my blue brothers and someone's sending a picture on Instagram? Oh, the stadium's empty. And I'm thinking, hold on a minute, I was there Saturday afternoon. What you on about? What you on about?
Clive's getting a raise, mate. Clive's getting a raise. Even his boy getting a raise.
Blood pressure, man.
Listen to me. Talk to me. So, Clive, have you been happy with City season? Let's give a bit of context. Have you been happy the consistency, the way you've been playing this season?
Hand on heart, not really. I mean, all right, the last five games we've only lost one, but the last two previous games, Everton and Peterborough. Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. We scraped it, but I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling the commitment from the guys, you know what I mean? And
wow, you're questioning the commitment. You're questioning the commitment because that's the big thing, the commitment. Are you just talking about you're not on form at the moment as a team?
We're not on form.
We're not on top form. You're not on top form. And by the way, on form is where nobody can live with them. So Clive's been spoiled in recent years, yeah?
Oh,
that just shows it, doesn't it? Go ahead, Clive.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of wobbling a bit. You know, the nuts on the wheels are starting to come off again.
Okay.
And I really hope that this is the right time to play you guys, I think. You know what I mean? Forget the Liverpool thing. I think for the pride of Manchester, or the blue half anyway, we need to step up now. You know what I mean? But of late, our defence has been rocky. Whereas yours has been, I think, kind of the opposite. I mean, I think when you come to the Etihad again, I think you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna shut up, shop up. You're gonna defend your ass off, and then you're gonna try and get us on the counter. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what you're gonna do. So, and Pep being Pep, I've just got a feeling he's gonna tweak something, and it's gonna have a negative effect on the team.
Do you think he overthinks that sometimes?
Yeah, and I think he's going to do it. because of Liverpool breathing down his neck. He's going to think of something, and it's not going. And it's going to. I think it might backfire.
I mean, the Etihad belongs to us, isn't it? Past recent. How many years now? How many years has it been now? Like,
oh my God,
when was the last time you beat us there in the league?
It was.
I don't remember.
It was Jose, wasn't it?
2018, wasn't it? The last time.
Yeah, like 3-1 or something.
Exactly. So 4 years ago, people. 4 years ago, yeah. So
we've won the title since then.
I know you have.
You know, don't forget. You know, the derbies back then. That wasn't our cup final, yeah.
It's not our cup final. We don't play like it's our cup final. We just go there and just soak up pressure, hit you on the counter, and good night, Vienna.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's easy. For me,
Volleyball.
We go there. But obviously, our form this season has been incredible. Ronaldo's come and exposed everything. Everything has been exposed at this football club. I'm glad that he's been there, obviously, and there was this tension. Are you one of those City fans? Would you have liked when the rumours were beginning on that day would you have liked to see Ronaldo at your club just to tap the ball in?
That's a hard one.
Honesty now. We need your honesty. Big up to every one of you. Super Nick, sister, you need to jump on here.
What I'm going to say, you've had certain players who have played for both clubs, haven't you? You've had Dennis Law playing for both teams. You've had
Brian Kidd.
Right. Yeah.
A European Cup winner for Man United. Remember that, Brian Kidd?
And so, no, I don't think.
Who was the last player? Who was the last player to go from that's played for City that went to Man United? I don't remember.
It was Tevez.
No.
No, because he came from us to you.
Went to United.
Oh, right.
I don't remember. I don't know who that is. Somebody in the comments will let us know. Somebody in the comments will let us know. I don't remember because it's always the other way around. We always used to always take our when they're gone, and sell by date. You know what I mean? Like Michael and all that. Of course, Michael. We used to give you the little freebies like we do to everyone back in the day, didn't we? By the way, I think Rio Max said that Clive's childhood was ruined. Clive didn't have a childhood.
Listen, my childhood was
by himself. He didn't have
hell. My childhood was. I'll tell you what. Let me take you back, man. I remember when I was studying at Openshaw College, and I was doing. I was studying motor vehicle studies, and I remember the 53 bus from Openshaw, and I used to go to Old Trafford. And I remember I had my Man City bag. As soon as I got on the bus, the whole bus is full of reds, and I was like, "Oh fucking hell!" I'm gonna get back in them days as a black man. You know what I'm saying? You know what it was like back in them days.
It wasn't easy.
I mean, I was absolutely crapping myself, man. I sat next to the window, put the bag between myself and the window.
See what I mean, people? Clive was hiding. Clive was traumatized. He had to hide his bag.
Rough times, man. Rough
Clive,
times.
listen, let us know what happened. How come we support Man City?
Right. Okay. When I started at high school, I didn't really support either team. I was into football, but I didn't support any team. And then I made friends with this lad called Lee Campbell. And then I remember he was a City fan, and then we used to go watch stuff at Main Road when I was at school.
Yeah.
So that's how the journey for me started.
Yeah. So your friend, City fan, diehard, hoodwinked you into it.
Yeah. So I could have swung anyway. The thing is, the ironic thing is, all my family are Reds. Yeah. Here and in Barbados, every single family member is a Red.
Because they know, because they're sensible people.
Well,
I mean, not right now.
I'm going to be restrictive in what I'm saying because I know what channel I'm on, so I'm just going to. Watch what I say, man.
You can give it back.
You can give it back. You can give it back.
Your brethren will rip me apart, man.
No, man. Listen, you could come up here, Clive. No, seriously, Clive. So on what you're saying is recently, Man City, you've not been firing. You've not been firing,
man. The defense. I mean, this time.
I mean, but what do you expect when you have 70% usually or 65% possession in most games you play, and your defense is not used to being week in, week out put under the test? You know what I mean? Really tested. I do think players get lazy. I do think players positionally, because football is one of those things you have to be in those situations. You have to play the intense. You've got two teams to play an intense game in training. And that's what Pep Guardiola has to train your team to be, so that your intensity for your defense, because I actually think your defense is all right, because I really like Laporte, and I think Diaz is a captain, he's a warrior. But for me, the biggest what lets you down is Kyle Walker, especially against Tottenham. Kyle Walker, man, that last goal, that was the Kyle Walker's way of just crumbling under a bit of pressure. I've always known that about Kyle Walker. Always.
Yeah, I think, don't forget, he's been through some stuff, hasn't he? Personal stuff. So I don't know whether he's brought that on the pitch or not. But
well, you know what? If he has, then I apologise to him, and I can imagine that can stress him out.
But yeah, I mean, he's a bit rusty. But
that last goal for me, he gives the ball away, and then he doesn't defend it when Harry Kane's in the box. It's like,
I mean, Sunday though, I would want him to play on the right. And then Cancelo on the left. You know what I mean? And Diaz isn't playing, so I've heard.
Well, what's happened? Is he injured?
Yeah, I think so. But I heard that he's not playing. So it's going to be Laporte and Stones, I think.
Okay. I fancy it. There's always a mistake in Stones. I fancy a bit of that. I fancy a bit of that.
So, yeah, I think it's going to be a draw, this one, you know.
Clive, honest, hand on your heart, do you think the fact that you haven't got strikers is costing you?
Well, this is it. The number 9 is vacant, and we need a proper number 9. We need a proper number 9. I mean, watching Tottenham beat us, watching Kane. I think, yeah, we need somebody like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But Pep knows what he's doing. Well, he thinks it. I think he knows what he's doing.
Is he your most successful manager in your history of your football club? He must be, right? He must be the most successful.
Yeah, he is. But it doesn't mean that.
No, of course. But I'm just saying to you, I'm just trying to think, because back in the day when City were really like quite good, you didn't even have a black and white TV. You just used to listen to it on the radio. People, it was like the 18th century.
You know what? I remember what listening to City on the radio, and I remember every time I guaranteed the commentator would go, "Oh no," and I'm thinking, "Oh shit, we've conceded again."
We hear that nowadays, though, Clive.
we hear that. We hear that. But we have it in HD color, mate. HD. You know what I mean? In color. At least you didn't have to see the car crashes. We see it. We see it
week in, week out.
We see slow motion. At this moment in time, I think I can talk from myself, and Tom can speak for himself. But the best I gave us is a draw. I think Martial, especially in the last 3 wins we've been there, Martial's been one of the key figures because he held up the ball quite well. He's been one of the better players for us.
I know you guys always, because I know I watch your channel sometimes, you know. And I know you guys give McTominay a bit of stick, but I think he will do good against us.
Yeah. I mean, this is it. So the people that have played against Manchester United for when they were young, those kind of players played against Man City when they were young. Those kind of players know, I think, in certain aspects of it. But at the end of the day, quality is quality. And regardless how much you've got blood on thunder and it's in the genes and all that business, quality is quality. And I look at your midfield. I look at the options you have off the bench. I look at your team. I look at how you constrain teams, how you do it again and again. And I think with Ollie, we would know exactly what he was going to do. Obviously, with Ralph, we've not been conceding as many goals as under Ollie. But you came to Old Trafford and I was there. To me, the quote that will forever stick with me from Pep Guardiola is when he's bantering us in the interview afterwards, saying, "We put the ball in the fridge in the second half." So for me, that just says it. I just want this team, we were there all day. Do they have it in us to give something to fans to shout about? I think I don't want to just sit back against you because you know the goal will come for you guys. I just want to shock the world and go out there and try to attack you and get in the front foot and try to get an early goal. Obviously defend, but on and off the ball, I just don't want to carry passive FC. And that's what we've been. But what do you think? What do you think, Man City, on current form, you think you're not doing well? You've got Liverpool breathing down your neck. You've got Pep as a thinker. What kind of result do you think? You think you're going to win?
I don't think we're going to win. I think it's
someone's phone ringing.
Oh, sorry. Let me just turn it off. Yeah, sorry. Someone's trying.
You're all right. I didn't know if
Pep Guardiola. Telling him, Clive, don't tell them the tactics.
Pep. Don't tell them the game plan.
No, I really, from watching the last games from either team, I think because there's pressure on both sides, I think it might be cagey, but
it's not going to be cagey, Clive. You're going to come out and dominate the ball.
Yeah, we're going to play a high line, and then you guys will do the same for your catches on the break. That's what you're good at when you play us.
Depends what player it goes to, though.
Well,
what side? If it goes to someone like Sancho, then I think we've got to check. It goes to Rashford. He's not going to take a man on. Yeah. He'll just hold the ball up and wait for other players, and then the counter attacks can.
Yeah.
That's the only problem with us.
We've not been able to sustain it, and also the biggest problem we've had in recent games is that we can't finish and eat our dinner. We used to be clinical. At the MTN, we always used to be clinical, but at the moment, we can't finish anything. We miss chances after chance after chance. So Sunday, if we're gonna get anything out of that game, we have to take any of the chances that we get. So you reckon Stones will play? That's your back. That's your back four.
I think the back four will be Walker.
And obviously, Alisson will be your goalkeeper. Who you gonna play in midfield, Clive?
I'd like Gundo.
Yeah.
Rodri.
Yeah. Kevin.
Yeah. Bernardo.
Yeah.
Who else?
You're gonna play Sterling? You know he's a United fan, don't you? He's never scored against United.
Sterling, Foden.
I'd rather Foden over Sterling, and Mahrez. Mahrez is the informed player at the moment. So
okay.
I'd like Mahrez. I'm not sure about Grealish. Not sure.
Well, I mean, City have options, Nuruddin. City have options.
Listen,
what do we have?
Exactly. So you'll see Grealish tomorrow night. He'll be Albert Schloss getting Schloss, mate.
He'll be on the town.
That's why he goes. That's his favourite place, isn't it? You'll be there in the base.
I'll play Blue Moon.
And Grealish will be like this at the bar. Clive.
Yeah, I'll play Blue Moon soon.
Clive there, try to hide him, picking up Grealish and saying, "Come out the back, lad, let me take you home."
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be funny.
I think it'll be a draw, but I'd like a 1-0 win.
Wow, 1-0 win. Okay.
Yeah. I think Mahrez might score.
Mahrez is your form player. Okay, yeah. So Kevin De Bruyne this season, has he been? He's got the big goals actually. He's got the goal against Chelsea, didn't he?
Not against you guys though.
Yeah. But this season, he's been one of your better. I think he's finding his form again after lots of injuries. Foden, obviously, he'll be jumping to bits to start that game, and he'll be a massive danger for you. For us, we don't know really. I mean, I can ask Tom. Tom, how do you think we're going to line up? Because if you play Ronaldo when he can't get the ball, he's just going to be like just Ronaldo standing remotely in the halfway line. That's not going to stand there, isn't he?
Well, we saw with the Liverpool and City games earlier in the season. I mean,
exactly.
What did he do?
Exactly.
I know we put the ball in the net and it was ruled out against Liverpool and stuff, but he didn't really do much. He didn't influence the game or hardly touch the ball in any of the games. And I don't know if that was just down to we didn't have the possession of the ball or anything, or it was a game plan or anything that we had in mind where if we get that one chance, hopefully you can take it. But at the end of the day, like I've just said there about with Man City and with Clive, they've got options, City. They can, like you say, they can field two different teams if they wanted to. It doesn't make a difference to them. Half of our forwards, one of them's on bail. One of them is, I don't know, fakes an injury every weekend. I mean, we're relying on a young kid from Sweden.
Exactly.
The Swedish saviour.
He's the guy that I'm scared of. Him.
Elanga.
Do you know something? I don't want to see him start though tomorrow. I want him to come off the bench.
You want him to be like Solskjaer?
I want him about 65th minute or something like that.
You know what? I actually would start him tomorrow on Sunday because, Tom, we need some pace on the break. We don't have that. We don't have Sancho. We're not speedy as him. This kid has got pace. You saw it against Atletico. And if he gets a chance, he's a decent finisher. So we need somebody to take the chance. So I would definitely start him because he needs the energy. It's the energy that we need. And he's also good off the ball. So he'll track back. Rashford, for me, at this moment in time, he's playing as a sub. 100%. It's a sub. He's playing as a sub. And definitely for him to come on to make an impact. At best, that's what he is at the moment. Hopefully he will rediscover his good form. Obviously, he's got history in the derby, but I won't start Rashford for me. Elanga start. Elanga, Sancho start. The only problem is that for Ronaldo, for me, would I play Pogba or Bruno? Maybe put Pogba in the midfield with McFred and then play Bruno as the false nine? Because the idea of having somebody up there on the pitch is not...
If you play him, we'll probably beat you.
No. I think Pogba is the only quality, technically gifted footballer we have who's composed on the ball, and he's got history where he literally remember that time when you had the whole fireworks planned, you had the T-shirts, won it on Derby Day. Do you remember, guys? Did you remember who came to spoil that party with his blue hair when he was absolutely trolling you as well? Remember that, don't you? Guys, I'm telling you guys, that day. They had it all set up.
What about Sanchez?
They spent 3 days. My friend works with fireworks. 3 days he was working on doing all of the top roof, 3 days doing that fireworks. They had all the T-shirts and all the banners saying we've done it on Derby Day. Paul Pogba gets the blue hair, goes and absolutely throws them. And
what about Smalling?
So if I was you, Clive, I'll remember. I know you don't want to remember that. I know that's. And you have to wait a week and a half later for you to win the league. Remember that.
Let's play some mind games, Nuruddin. That's what we need to do.
Just remember what Pogba did, eh? You're lucky we haven't got Smalling as well. Michael Smalling, if you know what I mean. You know.
Remember Rashi with Van Gaal? Yeah, 5 years ago. He's been cut off now.
Oh,
Pep's had enough.
Blood pressure's gone up. Cut him off.
Oh gosh.
No, I think the more senior players, I mean, the players that have been there much longer at the club will step up because it's a derby match.
I think both teams need that though. That experience. This is why I'm not really a big fan of chucking young players out there, and you know, if they don't get on the ball or anything, they can't influence the game at the end of the day.
No.
Like we said, even if you play the likes of Elanga, for example, I know you've got such as Cancelo and stuff. Cancelo is one of the best fullbacks in the league for the last couple of years, and I'd say even probably in Europe, really, on either side, right or left back. And if you put somebody like that on Elanga, he's not going to have much to feed off of, and can't. You know, I know he might try and take him on and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's not. I don't think it's going to come off, and I don't want the kid to get like his confidence ruined over the last couple of games and stuff. And this is why I believe you bring him off the bench or something when you kind of get a feel of how the game's going. You might be winning, you might be losing, or it could be. It just could be, a flat scoreline.
Yeah, I think he's more effective as an impact player comes on.
I think for now, yeah. But in the future, I would like to see him start some more games.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, Clive. Listen, I know you're super busy, bro. But, sorry, my battery's died. My battery on my laptop has died, and I'm trying to charge it. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Yeah.
I thought you were in the clouds for a second. I'm going to heaven.
Listen, I'm in the clouds, man. I'm in the clouds already. That's what the derby does to me. It gets me in the cloud 9. Yeah, that's what happens to me. But Clive, so what you reckon, man? What kind of game you hoping for you to dominate possession as usual? For you,
well the thing is,
the training session, is that going to happen again?
Well, you're gonna put the ball in the fridge again?
It'd be interesting to see how Ranić plays, because him and Pep have never met before on a pitch.
Yeah.
They've never met. You know what I mean? So
it's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. You know, like how Ollie basically used Fergie's template when they play us. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting one.
I mean, it's the only game we don't know how we're going to turn up in a derby, because Ralph Ranić is not your usual manager. He tells the truth to players when they don't do it.
Yeah,
we love his radical honesty. He's so honest, and that's one of the most refreshing parts of his character and as a person. So it's going to be interesting to watch what he says in the press conference on Friday. Clive saying that you're happy with a 1-0. You don't want 1-0. You're not interested in all that stuff. You're interested in just getting the result, yeah? 3 points.
3 points, but I'd like it to be a typical derby, end-to-end stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Good entertainment for the neutrals and for the red half and the blue half of Manchester. Just show the world what we can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as it's entertaining, that'll do me. You know what I mean?
1 second.
Oh, he's got a twin look now.
It takes 2 Nuruddins to deal with me.
I told you, he's on cloud 9, guys. What's in the drink tonight, Nuruddin?
It's always herbal, innit? It's not vodka, I can tell you that. Can you hear me, guys? Yeah,
we can hear you.
Listen,
I'm gonna have to skip, but I'd like to come back on.
Big. Thank you so much for joining up, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, big up Clive.
Yeah, definitely on Sunday. Yeah, on Sunday you jump on. Obviously, we like to be fair on here, so definitely. You know Johnny Rushom. I'm sure you know Johnny Rushom. He one time came on here and then we beat you, and he never wanted to come on. So hopefully, you'll come on. You know what I mean? You'll
Oh, come on, man. I've had during my lifetime, I've had a lot of batterings from you guys, man.
Exactly.
Like I say, I'm a family of Reds. You know what I mean? So I'm used to it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Love and respect, man. Big up for coming on, man.
Yeah, man. Everybody that follows him, like and subscribe his channel.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Big up.
Listen, Clive, where can people find you on social media, bro? People want to know.
On Instagram as Busherman, yeah.
Busherman on Instagram, yeah. Busherman.
Yeah, I mainly put all my music stuff because I am a musician. You know?
There you go.
Give him a follow, guys. Give him a follow.
Yeah, man. Pusherman on Instagram, people. Check it out.
Yeah.
Pusherman, yeah. Love and respect, brother.
Love and respect to everybody, yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right.
May the best team win. May the best team win.
May the best team win.
And the pressure is on you because we're crap, bro. We're crap at the moment. So if you don't come out and feel
we're both like that, to be honest.
Nah, man, none of that. You're fucking the league, mate.
No, we're both like that.
May Pep overthink it once again.
Yeah, Pep overthink
that will be his downfall, Effie. Overthink.
Like he did in the Champions League final.
Semi-final, yeah. Like light bulb moments, guy.
That's right.
Oh, there we go. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you for jumping on. Love and respect.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah, peace,
right, take care, guys.
Big up, guys, people. Therapy, I mean, one of the most beautiful City fans I know, man. My brother. Like
Nice
said, the only thing that's wrong with him is the City fan. That's the only thing that's wrong with him. Nothing else.
We'll convert him by the end of the weekend, or is him?
Come seriously. But listen, before we move on to our next topic, quickly, how do you see the game? How do you see it? Because I don't know what tactics we're gonna play. I don't know what personnel. But I would definitely not play Ronaldo. I would definitely start Elanga, and I would personally play Bruno and number 10 because we're not gonna have the ball really. I would bring what's his name, Ronaldo on, but we need pace. We need pace and trickery to attack them. McFred are definitely in. If McTominay is back, McFred 100% in there. 100%.
What would you think if we played split strikers and you had Ronaldo in there? Personally, I don't think it'd work. But I know somebody made that point on Twitter a couple of hours ago to me. Yeah. They said, what do you think about it?
But has he got the pace though? Has he got the pace to get away from anyone?
This is the thing that he hasn't got the pace, but he's got the runs, hasn't he? That's the only thing you can say.
He's got the runs, but to me, are we good enough to deliver the ball in the box for him?
Well, we've created the most chances since Ragnick's came in. Apparently, I found a stat. We've created the most chances in the whole Premier League since he's come in. I think it's like 150 odd chances, something like that. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, wow, 150 chances, and we're like floating. We're drifting at the moment. Mm-hmm. Where we are in the league, and like you said already, we have no clue who's going to play. Mm-hmm. We have no clue who what the formation is going to be, because at the end of the day, it's City. Mm-hmm. Normally, when we play them, we either play a 5 at the back or we play in a defensive modelled shape, like I've already said about with 4-3-3 or something, but a defensive version. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I think what you said was a good point earlier on. And I know Clive agreed with it as well. Was play the false 9. I just think something different is required there. I really do think something different is required.
Do you think you will play? Do you think this might be the game to play 3 at the back?
Possibly. I mean, I thought a perfect game where you could have tested that would have been against Atletico. Like I said to you, an Earth fan, because you can match up. Yeah. And at the end of the day, like we've said, and you made a point on the Atletico preview that we did. I don't honestly know if that would work, but possibly even in this game, because it's something that you wouldn't expect. Play Diamond in midfield. Yeah. Possibly, because at the end of the day, you know how City's going to play. They're going to play 4-3-3, full throttle. Exactly. First gear, second gear, all the way up to, don't even bother with 3rd or 4th. Get straight up to 5th gear, and you're off.
Exactly.
Whereas we're going to be in reverse until we can even backpedal up the other end of the field at this point. Exactly. And like we said, I think the most crucial part in all of this has got to be. No, I don't necessarily think tactics needs to be the major part of this, because Ollie's not a tactician and he beat Pep 3 times in the season. I think if you get the personnel and the formation right, that will do the job for majority of the game. And then you've just got to take your chances.
Defensively, they're vulnerable. I mean,
yes. Defensively, I think they're vulnerable, and I think we're not great up front. I think this is the problem. But I think defensively, I think we could shut City out for 60, 70 minutes of the game. It depends, though.
Yeah.
I think it depends on selection.
To me, we can't concede it. If we concede an early goal, it's a good night.
Oh, we're done. We're done. I think you have to get the first goal if you want to compete in this game, personally.
And majority of times at the derby, we've always got the first goal on it in the games that we went on to win.
Especially at the Etihad, But this is the thing. We don't know what to expect at the end of the day. And like you've got these comments here with Rangnick's publicly supported Harry Maguire and all of it. We're getting these things 2 days before the derby. Like it's ridiculous.
Crazy, yeah. Apparently, some of the players, it's all the reports that are out there about that. But let's get into the reports here. Let's get into the reports quickly because that's a brilliant segue. Like I said, I can't really... One thing I want to stress that Man City, we already know how Man City are going to play. But we don't know what formation and tactics we're going to play. But me personally, I wouldn't play Ronaldo. Me personally, I wouldn't because as we already thought, he was absolutely shattered and he was falling over, fatigued. And I think for this game, he can be on the bench to come on. Come on and buy fouls towards the end of the game. I think if we concede the early goal, good night Vienna. I think if we score, City then have to really risk it, and they'll have to come out, and then there'll be more space for us. So it's going to be very interesting to watch Ralph's press conference, see who's fit, who's not fit. But I expect De Gea to play. I expect Wan-Bissaka to play. I expect Luke Shaw to be back. I expect Varane and Maguire to play, unless there's something wrong with Varane. Anybody picks up any niggles, McFred 100%. It's whether you sacrifice putting Pogba in there first and putting Ronaldo on the bench and playing Bruno as a false nine. Because Bruno's up front most of the time anyway. He's always doing a one-man press. You know what I mean? So it won't be that difficult. And try to get Alanga and Sancho to go some narrow sometimes when they need to. That's a team that I would play. But we move on to the media, right? So big up Khalees Ramadan Lassie, dropping his gems on here. I'm asking him to hold back the Richard Arnold quotes for me. I don't want to hear anything about Murta and Fletcher because to me they're irrelevant. The guy in the hot seat at the moment is Richard Arnold, and the stuff that the Jackie Nori stories he's been telling to the GM in the board meeting, the United supporters and all the shareholders. It's been laughable.
Oh yeah, the United Advisory Board.
Oh,
I've never heard so much crap. It's just a bunch of people on Zoom.
Exactly. So
that's basically all it is.
Honestly, some of the quotes that he come out with have been absolute. Jackie Nori FC, mate, absolutely. You could just make a Netflix special on that. But guys, there's only hundreds of you here. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit that, smash that like. It costs you absolutely nothing, people. Like I said, we've got jam-packed show, and we want to just fit in the next 15, 20 minutes. We want to just keep this to an hour. We want to fit it in quickly as we can. So let's get into it. The media are playing the strings. You got random people on Twitter saying Ten Hag's learning English. I'm still waiting why we've not signed someone like Allegri and Zidane because they were learning English as well. You know what I mean? So, and people are like, oh, well, he wants to speak. Does he want to speak Mancunia? Is that what he wants to speak? Mancunian, yeah? Is that what he's trying to learn? We've got an international kind of squad. The squad is going to be people with different languages. I've been to Holland loads of times. The Dutch speak perfect English. It's one of the actually most surrealist countries where everybody speaks English.
Yeah, it's like basically the second language, really.
Yeah, exactly. German and English is one of the languages that the Dutch speak, honestly, fluently. So there's no qualms in there. And then the guy had to clarify in his article, well, because he just wants to be really, really good at communicating. All right, give over, lad, give over.
But the thing people have made out with this and made a meal out of it in terms of his... I don't necessarily think it's all made up. I've not heard anything about this with fluent languages. I don't mess about with stuff like that. No, like, what's the point in reporting on if someone can speak a language or not? I can speak French, German, Italian. Would you believe me? No, you wouldn't. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't read anything into this. I think if you wanted to be honest, I think if this was going to come anywhere, I think this has come from Ten Hag in terms of. Everything's flared up with Pochettino last week. Mm-hmm. Now it's Ten Hag who's not necessarily saying to people, put this out there about me and stuff, but I think it's putting himself in the media as to say, I'm here as well. If that makes any sense to people. Because at the end of the day, if he stays in another seat...
what it looks like. Is that how you read it, Tom? Is that how you're reading it?
Well, I would read it in terms of if he wants to make like a name for himself and everything. Because in November, I already said it to you earlier on in the stream, Pochettino, it was all the way for Poch. You didn't hear a word, a sniff of Erik ten Hag at all. If they were going to buy anybody out of a contract, it were going to be Pochettino at PSG. We all know that. I think we all would believe that if it would have happened and everything. And where you do look at this now, I think with Leonardo coming out as well as a director at PSG, I would trust him as far as I could throw him personally with anything that he says. But one thing that he did say was it's something that we have discussed. By saying that Pochettino's future is something that you've discussed, I don't know. It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I don't know why you would need to discuss that if you believe in this manager and you trust him and everything. Similar thing with Ten Hag. I think at the end of the season, I think he's going to go. Even if he doesn't go to another club, I think he's going to go sabbatical, time off with family, whatever it is. I think he's going to leave ultimately at the end of the season.
I think the closeness with him and Overmars.
That's the thing. I think that little breakaway has broken the should we say the Illuminati at Ajax, because that's what it was at the end of the day. Him, Van der Sar, and Overmars, and that bubble has been burst at the end of the day. And what's the point? You've rebuilt the club twice. Do you really want to do it a third time when clubs come in and sweep your team? You don't want to do it.
I just feel like it's really time to move on, but I'm not believing in any of these media reports. I'm not, because I look at us and I think we're a very damaged club. There's no secrets in world football anymore, and I'm sure Ten Hag speaks to people in football, because that's the thing about football. There's Players will speak to other players that might play for Ajax, and then all of it will get back to him. At the end of the day, he came out with a quote a couple of months ago, and I did go through it on this channel here, and he basically said he don't want to be stabbed in the back. He needs people to be honest. Guys, there's 100 of you. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video, please, because it boosts the algorithms so more people can see this video. I just at the moment, it's open season of media just clickbaiting the United fans, and especially when you mention Ten Hag, that's what I see at the moment.
Well, do you want to know an ironic thing as well, Nuruddin? Can you remember when Mourinho was sacked for the Spurs job?
Yeah,
and they were floating around from manager to manager in the summer and everything. One thing that a lot of people might not know, or they might know, Erik ten Hag actually did have an interview for that job.
Yeah, Spurs,
if anybody wants to know, just put it like this, it didn't go very well at all. They didn't like his plans. They didn't like anything to do with his philosophy, and they didn't like anything in terms of trying to structure the club. Yeah. However, you look at it from Manchester United's point of view. You have a football man with nearly over 30 years' experience in Ralf Rangnick, who's promoted and who's identified some of the best young coaches from Germany.
Just built teams.
Who's built teams, and these managers have gone on and built teams. You look at Klopp, Tuchel. You know, he even made comments very young of when Pep Guardiola was a young player, even at Barcelona. He said as a player, he's a brilliant mindset, and I think he'll go on and be one of the, a very, what was it, like talented coach or talented enthusiast of football. A football pundit or whatever it was that he said about Pep and that. He knows a person when he sees one, and he knows a personality when he sees one. And I think at the end of the day, if he was going to come in and said all this about Pochettino and everything, I've never heard anything around Rangnick. He admires Poch, or he likes him. He's never commented about him, anything. But he has commented about Ajax as a football club, the structure of the club, and Erik ten Hag as a coach. That is everything that he's talked about. He's never talked about Poch at all.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I think if you look into that, I think you can see where Ralph would put his recommendation if he has to choose between the two of them. And like I said to you before, November, 9 out of 14 of the board members wanted Pochettino. Now, it's 50-50. Half of them are like, oh, well, there's Erik ten Hag there. Brilliant developer of young players, brilliant structure builder, club builder.
His Champions League record is incredible.
Champions League record. This Pochettino, he got to finally beat Ten Hag's system. He's done all these things with young players at Spurs and that. But it were a couple of years ago now. He's shifted on. He's at that elite level now at an elite club. He's taking the step that Ten Hag would be taking if he comes here. So at the end of the day, there's the parallels there. But like we say, when we do read this into the media, if anybody wants it clear and simple, if we were going to do the obvious thing, Pochettino is the obvious option, I think. In a lot of people's eyes, he is the obvious option for Manchester United to go for. But if you want to go for something different, you want to go with something direct in a different direction that Richard Arnold and these sort of people come out and say, regardless of if people believe them or not, if they're saying these sort of things about we want to change, we want to adapt to a winning mentality and restructure the club, Erik ten Hag would be the more suitable option for that. For the words that he is using, Erik ten Hag is the person who should be in the job, and not Mauricio Pochettino. And I know a lot of people, Irfan made the point, I think it was a couple of streams ago, he said that it wouldn't surprise me if Ralph was still in the seat. I mean, with as long as that we're taking around to piss about looking for the managers, pardon my language, but they've had since November, and we still don't, we've only just got in contact with them.
Exactly.
Right now. We've been in November. We're in what? We're in March already.
Exactly.
March. Exactly. It's like 5 months.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
And then we've got the talk of Ancelotti because Fergie likes him. I'm sure Fergie does. Fergie likes David Moyes, but everybody knows David Moyes wasn't the right guy. I mean, to me, somebody's got to come out. Fergie's got to come out, or somebody's got to come out and go, listen, stop throwing me into this, because some of the fans are getting angry with Fergie. And because some of the fans feel like, obviously, David Moyes was the wrong guy because he gave him the job and didn't even do a bloody interview. But anyway, guys, let's get into it, right? So I said to Khalees, don't give me the John Murtagh, but he's giving me some. Let's get to the first one. John Murtagh. Darren Fletcher is the role since starting his job has been invaluable on so many levels, bringing his footballing experience to better range. What footballing experience? Under 16. What footballing experience? This is the level of delusion. Like I said to you, if you want a comedy special, this is what it is, I swear. You can make a film, this is a script. This would be the script, honestly. It's absolutely brilliant. And we got here as well. John Mayer, we are conducting a thorough process to appoint a new permanent manager. We'll take charge this summer. Okay, so they're giving the deadline this summer. So we know now, club have said officially.
So June 1st then?
June 1st. And remember, guys, we've got a truncated season because it's going to be a Winter World Cup. So it's in terms of like the preseason is going to be really tight. The transfer between, I think it's going to be June till August. So everything's going to be condensed. And this is the summer where we're going to have a new manager. We're going to overhaul about 7 players. We're going to let go. We're going to bring in about 8 or 6 players. We're going to have to get all our loan guys back.
This is what I know. I think we need to trust people. I'm not going to say the word trust the process. We're not Arsenal. Listen, we need to trust in the people who we have. And what I mean by that is in terms of Ralph. You give Ralph £150 million budget. He's not going to blow it down the toilet. He will buy small recruitment players, 3 or 4 players for £150 million, rather than what Man United would do. Spend 80 million on 2 players. We'll go out there and we'll get Declan Rice and we'll go and get Koulibaly. It might solve his problems for a couple of months, but it won't win us a league title. And there'll be none of this development or anything like this. And this is, I know somebody just put I think it was Khalees, I don't know who put the quote up then about James Garner. I think that's Khalees, I think that's one of the good points in all this is as well. Players like James Garner, for example, if you cannot sit here and tell me that a new coach coming in who has about 7 or 8 players that are going out isn't going to look at players like James Garner as a potential squad player or even to break into the team. Yeah. Nobody can sit the same with even some of the other younger lads. Like we said about Alanga, we said about Hannibal.
Yeah,
you can. If we've got this major overhaul, Nuruddin, we're not going to buy.
We're not going to have a major overhaul, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
This is the problem.
We're not going to have a major overhaul, people. We're not.
We're not. No.
This club moves like a slug, like that, very gentle and slowly. Nothing ain't changing. That's why I'm not murder madness. Arnold is in the Arnold, my CEO. What are you talking about? It's like they're paying bots on social media, defending these people. So we're not. For me, Garner comes back. He gets a loan to a Premier League team who's going to guarantee 30 minutes. And for 6 months, at least till January, I will loan him out to that club. I will give him a loan because he's not ready to bring all of that pressure on towards a young player like him. No, you bring young players into the team when you've got established, experienced guys.
Yes.
That's already been embedded, so that the experienced players can help them and help them develop.
And don't you think, Nuruddin, I'm going to ask you a question. Don't you think this is important? Why we appoint a coach straight away to have a pre-season to then assess the squad? What young players can I work with? What ones need to develop? And what players need to go out? And what then positions do I need to bring in? The longer we are holding out on this, the less time we have to recruit new players, the less time we have to loan out players, the less time we have to look at the youth academy, the less time we have to do anything. Before we know it, the season will start. We'll have 2 weeks preparation. Because exactly. at the end of the day, Nuruddin, you take Pep Guardiola as one of probably the best coach out there in modern day football right now.
Yeah.
City announced him with 15 games to go in a season, and he's the best coach in the world. 15 games.
This is it.
Let's put it into context. Poch and Ten Hag are not. I think they make the top 10, but they're not. They're probably not top 5 coaches in the world.
Guys, at the end of the day, we know where we are, right? There we go. Big up Khalees Mohammed Lathi saying, since Rashford become interim manager, no team has created more chances.
160. I thought 150.
You know what? But let me say to you, to the audience, who are we playing to be all genuinely fair to us? Man United have the players to be able to beat and create lots of chances against all of the teams that we've played. But we've drawn so many games. So it shows you we are creating, but we're not finishing any of our chances. So to me, Ralph, you can see the changes that he's made. For me, it's not high octane enough. Off the ball was still very suspect. And if we do that on Sunday against City, if we're not good off the ball, people, we're going to get murdered and slaughtered. Honestly, it's going to be murder at the empty yard. But I want to just come back to the thing about what they're coming out with, the likes of Richard Arnold and the likes of
yeah.
And it's just shambles. Like I repeat for the people at the back, this next season is going to be very truncated. Everything because we've got a Winter World Cup. It's going to be the first Winter World Cup ever. The World Cup is going to be in Qatar, so you've got less preseason, less transfer time.
Mm-hmm.
And we're expecting a madness from Man United. No chance.
No.
And then if we're in the Conference League and that, and if we're in the Europa League, all that's going to start early. I think people know. All of that, you have the qualification thing start.
Oh yeah, playoffs.
Playoffs to get to the conference, mate. Conference. By the way, I'll guarantee you, I will not be covering it on here. Tom, Khalees, other people might have to cover it. I'll give you the logins. You will have to cover it. I'm not doing it. Thursday nights are out for me. I'm out and about on Thursday nights, people. I'm not doing it. There we go. 2 pages documents. What are we talking about, bro? 2 pages of documents have been sent to European Union.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Nuruddin. I'll send you that.
Oh yeah.
I'll send you it on Twitter. I forgot to send you it earlier.
Yeah. Our Super League's back on, so that's what I'm saying to you. Obviously, you see what's happening with Chelsea. Chelsea, they're not going to be called Chelsea anymore. We have to change. They have to go back to being called Chelsea now because Ibrahimovic has been bullied. He's been bullied to sell the football club. Obviously, we see what's happening with the war in Ukraine. I do think it's a bit suspect that they can do that. Obviously, RT, the channel is already down. They try to erase everything that's Russian, which is very interesting. But listen, Super League, of course, we already said at the time, they're not going to go away. They're going to come back. That doesn't mean that I like what UEFA do in the Champions League or what FIFA are doing, but I just don't want this to be. I don't want to play Real Madrid and Juventus or Barcelona. If you qualify, I don't want to play those teams every week. To me, it's something special, something to look forward to be able to play those European teams. That's why the games are so memorable. I think you will lose that something special, like for me personally.
I've just sent you it anyway on Twitter. If you want to read it
I'll have a
anyway.
look.
That's the 2 documents that Khalees.
Yeah. And as it stands, the 6 Premier League clubs originally involved in the European.
Oh yeah, they don't want involvement in it. Do you know the reason? Do you know the reason why, Nuruddin, as well? One of the main reasons. Every single club that was involved in the European Super League, especially from England, I don't know so much about the European clubs, but the 6 English clubs, if they ever joined the European Super League.
Tom's battery probably died. Hopefully he'll try to come back and join us. But yeah, it's very interesting, people. Very, very interesting what's happening with the Super League. It was never going to go out. They was always going to come back. There you go, Tom. Go and finish your point, bro.
Neil Ashton, he don't want to expose him. That's what it is. Anyway, what I was saying was every single one of the top 6 clubs in England have a €200 million fine if they ever decide to join a European Super League or a breakaway league.
Yeah.
It's a mandatory clause that they will get a lawsuit sent to the training ground with £200 million from UEFA. You either challenge it and you possibly lose, and then you have to pay a further €100 million if you lose, or if you win, obviously you pay nothing. But at the end of the day, if you join the Super League, you're basically admitting your guilt anyway. You've joined.
Exactly.
What can you do?
Exactly.
They've got you under contract, lawyership, everything.
Yeah.
I'm no lawyer, but I know the basics of how the English justice system of law works. Where if you sign any sort of piece of paperwork, there's no way of rescinding it or getting out of it because other people have other copies. Perez at Real Madrid would have a copy of Richard Arnold's, signature on it.
Yeah.
Stating that Manchester United's involvement. Marina Gunnar at Chelsea. They'd have her signature. Bruce Buck at Chelsea. Sorry, they'd have his signature. Loads of people. Matt Edwards at Liverpool. They'd have his signature. Loads of them. And then they've got you. They've got you them in the net.
Yeah.
And even if it is £200 million, at the end of the day, £200 million to the Glazer family. If they don't want to invest that in the football club, I mean, they'll probably take another loan out.
Mm-hmm.
Probably take another loan out there. Yeah. And even if they made this £3 billion that they make it per year from the Super League, from TV rights and everything, they're not going to use it to pay off debt. Come on.
Listen,
by the way,
people, the debt has jumped. Obviously, Manchester United in that financial report have took a 50 million or 60 million. They've took a loss because obviously there's no revenue since the lockdown. That's what that's what they said. But the debt has gone up to now 495 million. That's where the debt is, or 85 million. It's either 90 or 85.
I think it's 90, to be honest.
Yeah. 500 million pounds in debt, people. So let's get rid of the Glazers ASAP, people. ASAP, it can be done. We just need to try to build up the pressure to be able to do that. But listen, big up to every one of you. I hope that we try to discuss everything that we can. But for me, I'm just sick of it. I just want to summarize. Man City derby, I think Clive said it. Clive saying that they're not on form. He's been a bit cagey, try to downplay them because he knows the pressure is on them. So big up Clive, love and respect to him. He's trying to play a bit of mental gymnastics, saying, they're not on form, they're the top of the league. Of course, they're not firing. They're not firing as they were earlier in the season. But it is a derby at the end of the day. But I just think the way we're playing, we're very vulnerable at the back. And I think that if Maguire and these guys play, I think if we try to sit back majority of the game, I think we might get murdered. I think
give you quick starting 11, Nuruddin. Do it quick.
My quick starting 11, I said De Gea and obviously they pick themselves. I think we're gonna go with Luke Shaw. I think most likely he'll pick Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. I think Fred is definitely in the team. I think Maguire will play. I think Lindelof and Varane should play. Me personally, I would play for sure. I'm gonna give you the team that I should play. Varane, Lindelof. I will play Matic. I will play Fred. I will play McTominay. I think try to hold them in some ways because to try to give us a little bit. McTominay and Fred to do the number 8. Matic to hold and sit. And then I will play the 3 up front. I will play Bruno, Pogba, and you know what? Actually, I might even drop one of them. I'll drop one of Bruno or Pogba. I don't know what yet. But actually, I would drop, I would drop Pogba, maybe. I will drop Pogba and then play Bruno as the false 9, Elanga on one side and Sancho on the other.
Fair enough.
That's how I would play. Oh, you know what? He can interchange Pogba and Bruno because I think Pogba's got a way of damaging them past seasons before. And then the other thing is that, guys, until we Man United agree a deal, there's going to be a lot of clickbait and there's going to be a lot of a lot of big accounts, a lot of certain journalists are going to be playing on your emotions. They're going to be playing in your emotions, so don't fall for the clickbait. I
don't do that with you people. I don't do that. You already knows that with me. I don't tweet every day about it.
Exactly.
Or every hour. It's not as if everything changes every 5 minutes.
Exactly. Tom, you're a journalist. You're in the journalism world. You're talking to other journalists and try to find out. And that's what Tommy's tried to shift through the shit to try to get us that information, the knocks and crooks of where the agenda is. At the moment, there's a lot of agendas being played at Man United. So Ancelotti 1 minute, Potts the next minute.
I couldn't believe that.
It's like crazy. In one day, we have 3 different stories. Olachino, definitely Ten Hag, definitely Ancelotti. I'm like, okay, it's crazy. Like clickbaiting the hell out of the fan base. And then obviously Arnold, same thing, using exactly the same words as Woodward did. And just honestly, on the video that I saw, it's 3 of them, and he's sat next to Neil Ashton. Neil Ashton's there, so it's Flex Campbell, Richard Arnold, and and Neil Ashton. They're all in there.
Where did you actually get that video from that Saeed played?
That's Saeed's on WhatsApp group.
Oh, did you put it in the WhatsApp group or something?
Yeah, it was on a WhatsApp.
Oh, fair enough. Fair.
It's crazy. I would have loved to have played it, but obviously there is
copyright.
Yeah, copyright stuff.
You don't get copyright. I never knew that you didn't get copyrighted for audio, though. I never knew that.
Yeah, you can't. You're not on YouTube. Yeah. So big up to every one of you. Let's see how
big up, guys.
Any breaking news does happen tomorrow or Saturday, we will definitely go live. If not, we'll see you for the match reaction on Sunday afternoon, where we will be, like I said to you, would I be walking around with my neighbours, be like my neighbours? They got a kid, they write the score down when they win and they post it through my letterbox.
Yeah, they post it through your letterbox.
Or will I be taking my hot cup of tea on Sunday evening, going for a little stroll, going, hello, how are you? We've not chatted for ages. Can I come in? And they used to go, get the hell out of here. so let's see what would happen, man. Please smash a like, comment, subscribe. Super Nick, I've sent you the link. You didn't jump on this. Definitely need to jump on. I know that CM is doing his work and that, so I don't want to disturb him too much, but I need to get you to come on here definitely to talk about Man United. Big up Windy as well. Big up Logan. Big up Khalis. Big up Naya. Big up to every one of you. Do one. Big up Muhammad Ali. Honestly, less so. Honestly, big up to every one of you. Therapy Army.
Yeah, big up, guys.
Always a pleasure. Like I said, I'm just a facilitator on here, people. This is the community. We love it because we don't try to clickbait people. I spoke to a couple of people during the week who know people at the club, and they've said to me, it's not changed. Olachino is still the top runner for Man United. Still a top runner. So that's what I'm getting at. And by people who I trust. And that's what they're telling me, that Man United are, Olachino is still their favourite. I think he's past it. I think Ancelotti's past it. And I think Man United need to go for something fresh, something different. And I think Ten Hag is that guy. And I think he deserves a chance. He 100% deserves a chance to see what he can do. Because more than anything else for me, it's the coaching, what he can do in the coaching.
Yes.
A journey. I think with him, we can go on a journey because we will see that. We can't hire a manager.
Do you know something, Nuruddin, right? The one thing I'll say about Ten Hag, and it's probably the last point that I'll ever make about Ten Hag, is he is somebody who I would trust with 2-3 years.
Exactly.
2-3 years of intensive recruitment, intensive coaching, intensive system building. He's somebody I would trust, and I've not said that about any of the other coaches that we've had previously. You could never say that about Mourinho because he was short-termism. Never say that against Van Gaal because he was over the hill and past it. Could never say that against people like Moyes because they never had the experience.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Poch's took his big job role. He's took the big club role that everybody wanted him to have when he left Spurs. He's took it and he's failing. He's failing miserably at PSG.
Exactly.
Ten Hag has not had that opportunity yet.
Exactly.
And I do. And even if he doesn't come to Manchester United, I want to see where he goes and what he can do at a bigger club, at that big step up. Whether it's when Pep leaves City or Klopp leaves Liverpool. If it's something like that, I want to see what he can do at that elite level. And then we'll sit here again in 3-4 years, Nuruddin, and say, oh, we missed the boat again.
Exactly.
What a shock.
Exactly. Listen.
Nothing ever changes. It only rains and doesn't pour here.
Exactly.
From our football club.
100%. And big up Logan Dividends FC, Profit FC, Undermine Everyone FC, Waste a Billion, 1.5 billion FC, Twitter FC, Instagram FC, same people in charge for in charge FC, 10 years without title FC, Lie to the Fans FC, take the Mickey FC. There we go, I think he hits on the head. And then we got Super Nick here who just hits on the head. My appetite levels are sky high and my expectations are low for the rest of the season. I think, you know what?
We rate this season off, Super Nick. That's the problem.
95% of Man United fans, they'll be lying to themselves if they're not feeling like you. And big up to everybody, like I said to you. Guys, my words, even though I hate it, but Liverpool win the oh my God. Oh no, don't say that to me. 20 times. Is that you're going to say RIP to 20 times Man United?
What have we got left to sing?
Oh.
We've got more shields than
Comedy
you.
FC, you know me. I'll be singing Comedy
FC.
There we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Shall we? How are we? Shall we?
We need to make an album of that or a diss track or something. You need something to do.
Exactly. Listen, big up to every one of you. Like I said, love and respect to every one of you. Glazers out, bankers out, and like I said, community, please smash a like on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We're 400 away. Last time I checked, 400 away from 5,000. And as soon as we get that to 5,000, trust me, bitter changes are going to come. We're going to big up that. We're going to establish that channel. We're going to talk politics, football, film, everything. Trust me. So me and Irfan, you'll see that. We'll get you out in Manchester a little bit more, hopefully, in time for the summer, if we can get it done well before the summer. And
yeah,
then
come on, people. Come on.
Out and about, people. Out and about. So love, like, always respect to every one of you, man. Whether you are a friend or a foe, whether you're a City fan, whether you're a Liverpool fan, whatever, man. Like I said, it's a community. Here we talk honestly. We just keep it 100 real, people. We keep it 100 people real, still, honestly. And that's all we can do. Keep it 100. And that's the only way we can do this, people. We can't gaslight each other. We can't lie to each other and clickbait everybody. So be careful of the clickbait you see online. And also, keep your emotions in check and just wait till what happens to this. But I think we're not changing. All of it is Jackie Nori. And for me, I need to see if Man United are serious, within the next month and a half, they will sack Matt Judge. If anybody wants me to believe all the changes and all this Calava, all this Jackie Nori, actions speak louder than words. Matt Judge is out of the club. Then we'll see who's put in his place. Then we will see how we move players in, how we move players out. Without Matt Judge, the chief of the Glazonomics, the inventor of Glazonomics, retain, pay, big wages so nobody else can get them, that is not going to work. It's not going to work. And to be fair to you guys, sometimes when people are like, oh, you're too negative, I look at the club and go, who would want to come to Man United when it's shambles? We are. I'm sorry, we are.
Do you know something? This is what somebody made the point about. They made the point about we give Ralph another year to steer the ship for Ten Hag or even for Poch because they're coming into an absolute sandstorm.
By the way, but by that time, they would have been snapped up. We don't know what's happening in Real Madrid, what PSG, or what's going on at the big clubs in Germany. City.
Yeah, this is what I mean. But the clubs don't mess about when they have an idea or they have somebody in the crosshairs. They go and get it. No money matters. Nothing. And do you know something? I hate it when our club penny pinches over players.
Exactly.
But over the manager.
Listen,
it's a disgrace.
Honestly, Tom, I read a stat the other day. In 10 years, we've paid out nearly 50 million to managers.
50 million pounds on sackings. I know. Half of it was on Mourinho.
That's
25 mil.
Lived in a hotel and blacked everybody. But here we go. Logan has got another one. Don't care results FC. Bench good players FC. Fake and broken promise FC. Biggest wages FC. We go again.
Do you know what? I've got another one. We need some more legs FC.
We need some more legs FC. We need some more legs
FC.
There we go. Put a bunch of FC to the yo. Trust me. Love and respect, people. Love, like, Glazers out, bankers out. Like I said,
come on, people.
Look after your loved ones. Get out there. Hopefully, if anything breaks, tomorrow or Saturday, we'll go live. But if in the meantime, we'll see you Sunday night for your match reaction. And Tom will be about. We'll see if Clark gets on. And we'll see where we go, people. But peace, love, and light. Take care.
Yeah. Peace, guys. Love.
Love.